see the colors and the blooms from these reblooming daylilies. The colors are spectacular. So what's coming home is one of each. Your Francis of Assisi, which is your red that you see here, stunning.
Yes.
Then you're also getting the Serena Sunburst, which is your cream. Wait till you see that one. Here she comes. Look at that. Okay, and then your final one that comes home in this collection is Unusual Revelations. I love the names of these. And that's your purple choice. It's lavender. 3,000 of these have been spoken for this month because look at those blooms. $7.07 on Easy Pay. Here comes Unusual Revelations. And 82378 is that item number. Philip, to
Yes.
me, this is
Uh-huh.
like what you would see at a flower show, and maybe I'll
Yes.
grow these and bring them to the Philadelphia Flower Show, and you can judge me, you can pass your judgment, because you're judging this year.
Honey, you've already won. We're on here together, and I love being on with you. We talked about these daylilies before, and how if you're a first-time gardener, the daylily should be your first perennial. My grandmother gave me my very first daylily because she knew I would not fail. She didn't have these fancy ones. In fact, hers only bloomed the one time in the early summer. These rebloom all summer long, and unlike the reblooming ones that you see at the box stores that, the Stella d'Oro, which by the way, I like those, but they're small blooms. These are large. This is my representation of the colors that you're gonna have, but these are full-size blossoms all season, not the little flowers. And the plants themselves, including the blooms, will be about 28 to 32 inches tall to give you some idea. Now, after my grandmother's finished blooming the one time, the foliage started to look kind of like a haystack because it would die off because it doesn't have to do anything else. It shows over, and you still got 2/3 of the summer left. Well, not only are these sending up new blooms all of the time, they're sending up new foliage. It always looks fresh. If you've got a container and you wanted to plant these in a container, I did all three in one here just for this big display. They can stay in the container all winter long, side with no coverage, even if you live in Colorado. These go on and on and on. And I call these perpetual bloomers because they just won't quit on you.
I mean, Philip, they are stunning. Even as a cut flower, just one alone in a vase looks stunning. Because sometimes you like that look, right? But if you have a little dinky little bloom, it doesn't look so good if you just have one alone. The flowers are so big. And then the colors, Philip. I mean, truly, these look like a showpiece. Like you would see these at a
Yes,
flower competition.
exactly, because these were made by plant breeders and they're always looking for the absolute best, not just the prettiest flowers, but the ones that last the longest, the one that bloom the longest, the ones that multiply the fastest. And that's that Serena Sunburst. I mean, it's that beautiful buttercream with a blush all across it and those crimped edges. It kind of makes you want to some peach pie.
Yeah.
I could just lay right into some of that right now. But but you see how that one makes the other one show up having a lighter color. And I like to have a light color, a white or cream, to make all the others show up. And that Unusual Revelations, it's got that nice purple eye, but also look at the purple edging. The closer you get to this one, the better it looks. It's got all of that going on. It should be on a beauty show. But lavender pink petals and purple eyes.
I love that. And I mean, I love that you give us a collection, you pick the colors so that they all coordinate. So if you're a first-time gardener, new to gardening like me, you don't have to think about which colors are going to go with which ones. You've done that for us. And Philip,
Yes.
usually you ship us a plant, an actively growing plant, but this one is a bare root, right? So it's a little different.
I'm shipping you a nice big bare root. I think we got a picture of it somewhere because I planted mine in my garden because I didn't think they were coming back on. There's a picture of it. But by the way, these bloom this year. You don't have to wait. They're going to bloom this year. That's what they do. These are fully perennial, fully beautiful, and they're gorgeous. But I liked what you said earlier about the one bloom being so nice because that's exactly what I do with the daylily. I don't pick the whole stalk. I put one bloom in a little like a votive vase, and you do one at every place setting on your table rather than having one big flower arrangement. And you can mix your colors up and have all your daylily collections all around the table. they're going to bloom all summer. Don't be afraid you're going to undo it.
Oh,
It's
that's
going
such
to
a
be
good idea.
fabulous. Yeah, and that's what I do for my clients. If we're having, my clients like me, which I'm very grateful for. So they invite me to the parties, and they'll invariably be a garden party. And a lot of us will have garden parties for the first time in 2 years this summer, and so they get the table all done and they have it all done out there. And so while they're in there getting ready, I get ready real quick and I go out there and I'll do something like that. I'll add something from the garden to the table that makes everything come alive. It also gives me ownership of the whole thing. And it's like, preparing a special dish. Make it yours. It's not all about the caterers. Bring a little piece of yourself into the picture. And these daylilies will not disappoint you. They will not quit on you. If you live in Miami, they're great. If you live in Manitoba, by the way, we don't ship there, but it's cold. And they're going to work there too with the great foliage. And there is that beautiful Francis of Assisi, that cranberry red color. It's like church vestments. And I love that rich, rich color. But the Serena Sunburst, which is that blush one right there with the fringed edges, that makes Francis of Assisi show up better. That's why I put those in the collection together. And then the one that's kind of in between is the Unusual Revelations, and it's unlike any that you've ever seen. Huge blossoms, fully perennial, guaranteed to bloom all summer, anywhere in the country, in containers or in the ground. They will take salt water, salt spray, they will take drought, they will take wet, they will take some shade. They love the full sun. Don't miss out on the easiest perennial you'll ever have that people will also be talking about.
It's that flower that just won't quit. M82378 is your item number. Over 100 spoken for during our show. So don't miss out, especially with the sale price where you're saving almost $4 off of our usual QVC price. We do have a set of house plants in our